That's it. We did it. Hi. Hi,
Hello.
everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
We literally have not had a chance to greet each other yet. So, how's it going, y'all?
It's always
Good. I'm
chaos.
frantically hosting the channel. There
Oh,
we
nice.
go.
Appreciate it.
I always end up looking at the Twitch stream, which is like 3 seconds behind, and the timer always ends before I think it's going to end, and then I look
Wow.
silly.
Yeah. I have.
Hey, y'all.
I have
Hello.
both this video feed and also my DM interface on the same one. It's the best thing. Now that I'm on that dual monitor life, I'm always like, I need a third monitor.
I'm totally in that now too. I'm like, but what if there were more? And I'm all on ARMs, so I'm just in this weird like movie control center for no reason.
I will admit, I did try the
that's what I
3
need.
monitor, and
That's what I
I
need.
found it more distracting than anything.
Oh,
I'm back to
really?
2. Yeah, I tried. I mean, it's a very first world kind of issue, but it was just like it was almost too much. The theme or the concept looks so cool, right? I want to live in Star Trek and stuff like that. But like it was just like, and it just like overwhelmed. I mean, what I never realized was how much desk space it takes up. Just 3 big monitors on your desk. I mean, just so. I'm back on that. I have one large. I've got a 32-inch monitor, and then one smaller one next to it. That was my compromise. Welcome to Tech Talk. This has been our tech corner.
Oh, it's early. We can edit this out in post.
No editing allowed.
No editing. Yeah, this is live. F it, I'll do it live.
Real time D&D.
Is it weird if I give myself the proud dad emote?
That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Shout out to Wizard, our most loyal viewer.
I should log into my Twitch so that I get
Dr.
Hey,
Fox,
Dr.
what's up?
Fox, what the heck is up, friend?
Dr. Fox. Oh, we haven't had a chance to. Oh,
Whoa.
Whoa! Stop watching us.
Really? Really?
It's a little meta in here. What up, backlog?
Backlog, what up?
Go in.
Hello, welcome.
Okay, now that people are here, we can officially introduce ourselves. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to ProfsPlay. Welcome to a very special season of ProfsPlay, where we go unplugged, so to speak. As in, not necessarily playing video games, but getting into some D&D for the first time together. I'm going to take a quick sec to briefly introduce. I don't have a character, but I will tell you about the world. I'm ProfsPlay. I'm Prof.
I am ProfsPlay.
I'm live. I am the Senate. Should do that in the voice. I was thinking about that. I don't have like good voices. I am ProfsPlay. I'm Prof A. And for the next 2 hours, I will be playing the role of the Dungeon Master or the Game Master. Since I can't tell you anything about my character, because I'm not really one, I can tell you about the world that we are playing in. Oh, also, this is really important. I have a DM confession to make. You ready for this?
Oh boy.
So let me start out with a DM confession. The DM confession is I have been erroneously referring to our world and the genres our world draws from, right? I've been using the term wuxia, right, to describe sort of the as a catch-all term for all Chinese fantasy, right? And I spent a little time on Chinese fantasy YouTube, and evidently my usage of wuxia has been incorrect. Wuxia refers specifically to the martial arts world, right, of Chinese fantasy, of which this really isn't, right? If you think about it, there's another term, xianxia, which refers primarily to sort of the truly fantastical world of kind of Chinese fantasy mythology. This is also not really that. There is yet a third term, and I believe it is Xuanhua, which refers to, and I'm sure somebody's going to come in here and correct me, or correct me on the YouTube comments. It refers to a blend of Chinese mythological and other, including Western fantasy settings. And so now, instead of using any of those terms, I'm just going to step back and say that this world blends elements of Chinese fantasy. I'm not going to use the terms with sort of an aesthetic of Victorian steampunk. Although it's not really it's not just an aesthetic. There's like actual like robots and things. So anyway, that is the world we are playing in for centuries. The known world of Wujian has been sort of in an age of prosperity and harmony with nature. And only recently have outsiders from the north with fancy new technology, like guns, begun to invade and take over the lands. And so into this world, our heroes, our characters, have entered into this grand drama, and so that's a little bit of what we'll be getting into today. I'm sure there's other stuff that will become relevant. We can talk about things as they become relevant, but that's all I got to say about the world for now. I also like to ask my fellow streamers to tell us just a little bit about the characters you'll be playing today. And then I had a little pre-question for you all, because I don't think I don't think we had a conversation about this, right? But D&D uses the term ideals, right, to talk about sort of the thing that your character cares about the most. And the reason I don't always use the word ideal is because sometimes people feel compelled to respond in the abstract. Which is fine. Like you can talk about values if that's what your character believes in, right? But if what your character believes in is just getting as rich as humanly possible, or taking as much power as possible, or self-preservation, or whatever, like those are all perfectly valid things to care about, even if they're not tied to some like virtue, if that makes sense. So let me start by asking, who are you? Who you playing today? And what is the thing that your character cares about the most above all else in this world?
All right, I'll start. I play Tamari. I'm a Slipside Ranger, so I shapeshift. I have features that are feline. I move very gracefully. Some of the things that as a ranger, I am also in this like outlander type category. And so I've traveled a lot through forest-based areas. I really like hanging out with animals, even though I also have this sweet bow that I use. But, I have this bond-ish to nature, the natural world. I care about that. In addition to that, though, I have this. I have a lot of. I'm going off this like personality trait description from D&D Beyond, but I watch over my friends as if they were a litter of newborn pups. So I'm sort of like, even though I am young, I have this protective sort of like, this is my group, these are my people, like they shall not be harmed. And so that's, I care about that in the, not necessarily, I know that when we talk about family and bondedness, which Prof, you have a lot of detail in our world description of how it's like in this particular setting, but I care very much about the people who I see as friends and family in that sense. And so a protector in that sense.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I can go next. So I will be playing Lirin. So Lirin is from a long line of healers. He is a dragonborn, which in this universe means that he's descended from benevolent water dragons. And his family in particular are known for their healing abilities. And so as when he grew up, he was training to do that. He knew that's what he was going to do. But due to some things that have happened in the world, i.e. magic being somewhat outlawed, especially the kind of magic that he practices, he is now kind of trying to continue to perform his magic and kind of do what he wants on the DL in a way that is, particularly trying to kind of undermine the invaders and all of their medical practices. Although he saw last time that their medical practices might be more impressive than he thought. So I'm not actually sure how he's processed that yet. But that's his deal. Mechanically speaking, he is a cleric of the life domain. And actually, I haven't even talked about this with our GM yet, but I've decided to not multi-class. I'm going to keep him as a pure cleric because I think that makes sense for who this character is and what his motivations are. So what he cares about most is keeping the way alive of his magic. Loon, who are you? Why are Loon or whatever Dr. Fox just said?
Yes, it was insightful and brilliant. Hello, I am Jay Plays Games. I am playing character of Tenju Loon. He's an older character. He is has been a farmer and has worked the family land and things. And what sort of kicked off the journey that he's begun here is he and his son had many disagreements about kind of the state of the world, about how to work with or against the sort of occupiers and the invaders and the barbarians from the north, and what that meant to maintaining their land and their ways and things. And my son had died as sort of a conscript in the service of the invaders and stuff, but died believing in a return to kind of the old ways. And something that had kind of pushed me to look a little further and try to honor his memory. And I guess that's kind of the thing that motivates Loon as well, is he believes in protecting his land and honoring the people who, his ancestors who got them to that way, what they inherited, essentially the relationship with the land and those things, but never really bought into the idea, the sort of spiritual side of it. Just thought it was about sort of labor and things. And so it's conflicting kind of motivations around, doing things to protect what is there, but also looking maybe a little further than that.
Awesome. Okay, this is good. This is helpful. Sorry if I have that mischievous.
I'm looking to the teacher. I'm like, wait.
Yeah. The wheels are a turning.
It's part of the meta game, right? I need to know who you are.
Sure.
For personal reasons. No. All right, cool. So we're gonna jump in a sec, but before we do, super duper quick housekeeping. What do we usually go through? I guess we should start with chat. I will apologize on my own behalf. Over the course of the next 2 hours or so, I'm going to have a really hard time keeping up with chat because most of my focus is going to be on my players and our experience. So I do apologize if I don't respond to you out loud in chat or even in text. That does not mean I don't love you. It just means that I'm really, really focused on making the experience as strong as possible for my players. In terms of rules, I generally adopt an RAF, or a rules as fun perspective. So if you want to argue with me about the rules in the game, you certainly can. But again, my main focus is on making sure the experience is as strong as it possibly can be for my players. So you may see rules from older editions. You may see rules from other games. You may see different versions of the rules here. I may just make things up in a ruling that simply works on the spot, and then we can work it out later. So I don't want to call it a rules light because we do get noodly sometimes, right? But it's really mostly about how can we get the rules to be as fun as possible for us. And I that's all I can think of, actually, to be honest with you. Does anybody else have any other housekeeping things we should do before we start?
Not that I can think of.
Nope.
And same, yes. Chat, thank you all. Talk amongst yourselves. We'll do our best. I'm a little guilty of reading and laughing at whatever y'all are saying in chat, so I'll try my best not to do that.
But then you laughing makes me laugh. So
right.
I'll blame you.
Exactly.
It's all good now.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yep.
All right.
We love you. Thank you for tuning in.
Yes. And we'll break a little bit closer to the end so that we can kind of catch up on chat and talk to folks. Oh, real quick, actually, housekeeping just for all of you, since I forgot to ask during our pre-session. How's everybody for like time? Does anybody have a hard cut later on, or is it going to be a major issue if we end up going a couple of minutes over? Or
I've got a pretty hard 5. I can go a little little. Wow, that sounds terrible. I can go a little beyond that, but 5 o'clock is a pretty good cutoff time for yours truly.
You did put the
right.
on there.
We'll cut that one too.
So,
Oh man.
all right, cool, awesome. I made something for y'all, for all y'all, for the audience and for the players, and kind of for my.
Ooh.
I gotta say, please clap because of this last week, the self-control I have had to exert in not showing you this in advance has it's astronomical. Like,
Oh,
I feel like
dude, I understand. I can't keep a secret at all. So
I want to show you so badly for so many reasons. Lots of which involve the fact that this is very drafty, but still, I think it's good enough to show. And then among the four of us, we can work out the details of how to punch it up and make it ready for kind of full public release. So without further ado, let's, I guess. Oh no! Oh wait! Oh yes. Yes. Yeah.
Oh.
The
Whoa.
world is changing.
Oh my god.
Magic is fading. And with it, the old ways. Outsiders have come to these lands, wielding weapons of thunder and smoke. They bring knowledge, they say, but at what cost? The strength of our dreams is fading. Even the ghosts of our ancestors are silent. Yet, all is not lost. There are whispers that a new magic is growing. More and more storytellers in the tea houses speak of these wonders. Tales of warriors who soar through the sky like birds. Creatures of living metal rising from the earth. Some even believe the ways of the ancients are waiting to be reborn. It is into this changing world that our heroes have been thrust. Will they be the ones to preserve the old magic in the new age of machines? Will they seek to restore harmony in the time of growing chaos? Or will they seize the opportunity to gain power untold? This is a new age, an age of storms.
That's our intro.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
Oh shit.
Oh, good. I'm glad you liked it. So there's
Yeah, that
still
was
like
awesome.
there's like a lot of placeholder art in it for now. Actually, Algae Kid is in the room. No pressure, but a lot of that art is going to be replaced by Algae Kid's original art.
Sweet.
a little bit.
Awesome.
Oh my
Wow,
gosh, I'm
thank
so
you.
excited.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
That was amazing.
Yeah, we had no idea, chat. That's
No, we didn't know at all.
That was a total surprise.
I tell you, this whole week I was like beside myself. Like, don't show this to anybody. Yeah, no, it was fun. It was fun. The voice is the excellent and talented Esther Fu on Fiverr. If you need her contact info, I'm happy to pass that off to you. None of the art belongs to us, so obviously we've got some work to do in making sure all those assets get replaced. But I don't know. I just thought it'd be something just a little way for us to kind of transition over into our world. This is like I'm sure this is too loud. How's that in terms of sound?
That's good.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
All right, cool. When we last left our heroes. They had entered the city of Magao, the Northern Shadow. Currently, the bastion of the northern invaders in the world of Wujian. They spent some time visiting a few locals, including the proprietor of the local Teahouse, spending some time in the night market chatting with a fortune teller, and then eventually, surviving your good old-fashioned assassination attempt. And so now we find our heroes on an empty city street. 3 bodies strewn across the floor, and the sound of approaching footsteps. In a few moments, 2 guards peek out of the darkness, take a look around, survey the chaos that you all have just created. A couple of sparks are actually still flying off of Liren's fingertips. She kind of quickly, as Liren tucks his fingers behind his back. The guards take a look around. They see broken cobblestone, tiles torn off the roofs, arrows in the ground, and they turn to the 3 of you and ask, what in the hell just happened here? What would you like to do?
I was they look like they need help. Please let me help them.
Are these
guards, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, are these northern guards, or are these guards of the Wujian?
Based on their speaking and the manner in which they carry themselves, they are from the north. Certainly not locals of the area.
Gotcha.
As Liren explains, one of the guards begins to walk closer, kind of ducking down to peer under Liren's hood, and says, You're a little tall for someone from around here, aren't you?"
My family is very tall. We ate a lot of good rice growing up. And Liren kind of like steps away and like tilts a little bit, trying to hide his face.
The guard squints and shakes his head and waves it off.
Luna's going to sort of...
What did you all do here?
So I'm going to sort of duck in front, kind of in front of, and I've dealt with, with guardsmen before, and I turn to him and say, "Sir, we're simply travelers. We were heading from the tea house to stay at the inn, so we can shop more in the morning at the market. I wonder if this rice wine that I bear, I still have my jug of rice wine clutched to me, and I wonder if you'd share some of this with us, and we can talk about how to clean up after ourselves. We were attacked on our way to the inn."
What is a good? Let's see. I forgot all the skills. Roll
Persuasion.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a just your general charisma check.
Oh,
So
man.
give me a plus your charisma modifier. Por favor.
All right.
Is it too late for me to also interject and help?
No, jump right
Yes,
in.
my young friend here has.
We were walking down to our inn, trying, it's late at night. We're trying to walk on through. I mean, they were all over the place, chaos. This man was on the roof. He stumbled off and fell and shot at us. So we tried to defend ourselves.
After your explanation, the second guard walks over to one of the bodies, which is essentially it's burned to a crisp beyond recognition. A few sparks of electricity are flying off of it. He looks over to you and he asks, neither of you are using that Wujian magic by any chance, are you?
I got a bow. show it off.
He points over at the corpse. Bows don't do that, and turns back to you.
Told you he fell off the roof. I don't know.
Loon, how's your skill?
Yeah. And I should roll as well, right? Or no?
Not terribly good. I rolled a 7 and I have a -2 multiplier, so it's a 5.
You have advantage if I'm
I
helping
do?
you. Mm-hmm.
What
So
is
you can
the
roll again.
advantage to? I can roll again. Oh, all right, good.
Yeah.
Let me try that again.
Aiding you in the situation.
Oh, all right. That was a 17, so 15.
Okay. The guard listens intently to Tamari's explanation. He thinks over your offer. He eyes the bottle of rice wine tucked under your arm, sort of licks his lips a little and says, just don't let the captain find out about this. He walks over and without even asking, slides the bottle from under your arm, tosses it to his compatriot, and the two of them silently begin to walk away. You now find yourselves. Let's see if I can get this thing to share. Oh, we were playing with the dynamic lighting in here too. Oh, there's a hit roll in here. let me clear that. Okay, so here y'all are, just so close to the end before you got jumped last night. What would you like to do?
Can I clarify also? Did those guardsmen take my entire jug of rice wine?
You no longer have a carafe. You no longer have a carafe of rice wine that Bina gave you.
Bina gave me that.
We owe
She
Bina
gave that to me.
the carafe.
I know. Now I have to return the carafe. Ugh.
You're gonna have to go find one.
Perhaps we can purchase a different carafe. I think that one is gone.
Well, unfortunately, Buwan, who works at the inn, only makes the third best rice wine in Macau, so it'll have to do for the evening. I'd like to continue on. I'm tired. I'm still kind of bloodied up from the fight. We've just narrowly escaped these guards. I'd like to rest for a little bit.
I want to scan before we move. I want to scan to see if there's like a door or some like nook or something that we could shove the bodies into to not be in the middle of the road.
As you wonder this out loud, there are two automata that come wheeling out around the corner, and of course, you at this point, right? You recognize these as cleaners, and they begin, perhaps at the behest of the guards, to start to load the bodies onto a cart and drag them away.
Oh, well. Let's keep going. Liren, can you like shrink your posture down a little or something to make yourself shorter?
Of course, I can make myself much shorter. And Liren like hunches a little and like just gets like maybe an inch shorter at the very most. Says, "Is this helping? Did this work?"
You're always helping, Liren. Let's just go.
I don't like being in the presence of these things. And he kind of nods toward the automatons. So we should get out of here.
To the inn, then?
Yes, I think we head to the inn.
To the inn. All right. You have arrived at the Westgate Inn. As Lou knows, this is one of the few establishments within Macau where, for the most part, Northerners and Wujian Dao can gather together and drink in relative peace. Many credit the establishment of this peace to the bouncer bartender, Jenny, who, with her large and well-trained form is usually able to keep fights down to a minimum, and when they do break out, keep the carnage down to a minimum. And so as you wander in, you are greeted with her familiar sight, and you hear the sounds of laughter, glasses clinking, and general merrymaking as you go ahead and enter into the tavern. Anything in particular you would like to do, or anyone you'd like to look for while you're in here?
Sorry, Prophet. Can you make the map visible for us? I don't see it on my roll.
yeah.
Sorry. Oh wait, where do I do that? I do that here, right? And oh wait, here. Does that
There
do
we
it?
go.
Yes.
Perfect.
All right. All right. Hopefully. Okay. Sorry.
Hey, just real quick, as long as we're kind of talking about meta stuff, would it make more sense for one of us to share our screen so the viewers see the player view instead of like your meta view?
Sure. I mean, I have it on
He's on a third party
account.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
But actually, I mean, if we're still in this mode, I'm having kind of a hard time like switching between like my DM tools and this screen. So I wouldn't be mad if one of y'all wanted to share.
Yeah, I can share mine.
Would not be mad at all.
That's a good point.
How do I hide the images, the player images?
It's in the settings.
Settings.
There we go.
Oh, I like that. It's very, very Don't Starve.
Yeah, that's kind of like a Slavic kind of sound, like Eastern Europeans.
Yeah. I dig it. So here you are. I think I dropped it into your journals too. The Westgate Inn. As you walk in, you see a number of patrons smattered across of various backgrounds. For the most part, it looks like common folk. Not a whole lot of the adventure-y looking types sitting in there, but plenty of drinks being handed out, an arm wrestling match happening in the corner, and just general laughter and a sense of relief washes over you as you enter in and are greeted with a nod by the bartender and a few of the serving folk. What would you like to do?
So, Loon, should we get more rice wine?
Yes, Bina, I cannot not return that to her, so I'm going to have to negotiate not only the wine but the vessel as well. Fortunately, I've known the maker Buwan has made wine here for years. The years that I've come here, I always stay at this inn, and Buwan makes passable wine. So I'm gonna search for him. I'm gonna see if he's here.
I hope you compliment him more than that.
Well,
Yes, I hope this isn't what you say after you drink it.
he knows how I feel.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm playing around with this. What if wait, this is not working. Oh,
What food do you recommend here, Loon? Your food recommendations were very delicious.
They make a roasted meat dish, a pork dish that's excellent, and the fish not as fresh as by the market or by the shore, but also is quite delicious. I think you'd like that.
Absolutely, yes. I will order plenty of food for all of us, and make sure that you have some rice to go along with your rice wine, Loon.
I mean, you say us, but I feel like you never mean us for real.
Well, you can perhaps sample and see if you would like to order some for yourself.
Hey, Liren tried to feed you noodles earlier, and you
That's
didn't want them. We're just looking out for you.
So I'm going to kind of push towards the bar. It's relatively crowded, right? And so sort of make my way towards the bar, and the bartender, Jenny, is that the name? Jenny.
Yes.
I know Jenny as well. I've visited this establishment many times, so I nod to her and I say, Jenny, is Buwan here this evening? I need to purchase wine directly from him.
Jenny turns around, and you can see in the way that she carries herself that she still has some mannerisms that reflect her training back in the monastery. But since then, and as you know her by her name Jenny, her Wuzhan Dao name is Jian, but she has taken on the name Jenny here. It's easier for the northerners to say. So she looks at you and takes your order, and you remember. It strikes you that unlike in Bina's Teahouse, most of the establishments in the city do not necessarily operate on the principle of otang and interdebt. And you remember to reach into your pouch to pay for the food and drink that you had just ordered. Do you remember how much everything costs?
It's a little hazy. The wine is, and the hits to the head have I'm still a little fuzzy. I want to say it was, I don't know what the currency is.
We can just use the good old
Gold.
D&D. We can just, I don't want to invent an economy. Y'all.
Invent an economy.
All right.
Get out
So
some spreadsheets.
silver and gold. Silver being cents and gold being a little like dollars, essentially.
There's like a number of different.
Is there?
kinds of
Yeah, there's
currency. Yeah, but-
copper,
Copper.
silver, gold.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Well, there actually is an economy in Wujian, but it largely is a barter and a gift economy. Now that you are in Magao, which has adopted some of the economic practices of the north, you have to pay like money for things.
Money, right? And you do start with a little bit of. Sorry to step out of character here. You do start with a little bit of. I've got a couple gold or something, right, as part of your starting equipment.
How? What's the?
I would
what's
say
the
this is
quality
like
of wine?
medium quality, like 10 silver. I don't know. This is not a fancy establishment. This is where travelers come,
2-star.
common folk come. Yeah, 2-star. Yeah, this is Loon would give this like a 2-star review, 2.5-star review. The beds are very comfortable. The beds are very comfortable. The rice wine is passable. Yeah, right. Two, yes. So like a moderate, like 10 copper or 10 silver. I don't know.
Yeah, that's about how much the moderately priced wine costs. And I remember Liren asking about meat here is about. I mean, for meat's not something that's regularly available to people all the time. So meat's about 3 silver a chunk. It's a pretty good sized chunk though.
Sounds perfectly worth it. We can all share.
You
make your orders, and in a few minutes, one of the serving boys emerges out of the back and places what to Loon and Tamari seem to be a sizable roast, just boom, flat onto the bar in front of you. To Liren, this looks like an appetizer. It looks like a little bit of finger food.
2.5 stars.
The serving boy notices that the ratio of meat to Liren is far too low, and so runs quickly into the back and brings out a couple of more chunks. At this point, they're sort of waving some of the patrons at the bar to the side just to make room for all of the food they are now setting down in front of Liren. In the meantime, Jenny has taken out some parchment and a quill and is writing down the tab as you continue to eat.
I certainly think we're blending in well. Nobody has said anything to me yet.
That's good. That's great. I mean, we're staying here the night, so I would hope there's not as much danger as the streets out there.
I do also recall I need to negotiate this vessel, this kind of urn that I've been given to. I need to bring that back. Bina will be extremely upset if I don't return her thing. So I need to negotiate that as well. I'm going to talk to Jenny again.
Almost as if on cue, you open your mouth to speak with Jenny, and out of the kitchen bursts Buon. Seeing you, he rushes over, just gives you a big bear hug. Actually, because of your frame, you ended up being lifted off the ground a little bit, and your legs sort of kick in the air before Buon sets you down, greets you and says, "Welcome, welcome again, my friend. What brings you to my humble establishment?"
Buon, I say to him, do you recall the last harvest I came in and I drank your wine? And do you recall how sick I got that evening?
Buon thinks for a moment, sort of looks and rubs the scruff on his chin and says, "I do. And I do remember you telling a few folks that you describe my establishment as middling among the others. Anything you'd like to say to me about that?" He looks at you expectantly.
I'm backing myself into a bad corner here, I guess. If you recall, at the time, I said that your wine is fine, but and I wasn't trying to rhyme, but the effects, I just I can't handle those. I can't recommend those to people. I have to be honest with the people. It's fine to drink. It's not fine to feel the next morning. However, what you told me that day was that you owed me for that experience. I need to take you up on that. I need this vessel for reasons you probably don't want to hear.
In the middle of your explanation, Buon slaps you on the back and just laughs raucously. My friend, you know I'm just joking. Of course my wine isn't for everyone with such gentle constitutions as yours, but I would like to return the favor. And reaches back, pulls out a carafe, not nearly as high quality as Bina's. In fact, it looks scratched in a few places, and says, "If I'm gonna be honest with you, my friend, this is the best one I've got right now," and passes it over to you.
Well, I thank you. I think this makes up for it, and I will try to take good care of this one as well. I thank you, friend.
Sure. Will you and your companions be needing rooms for the night?
We will, yes.
Well, he looks at the three of you sitting there. Times have been tight as of late, what with all of the storms on the horizon, and he sort of gestures out to the window, and you can see as the three of you turn out, all of the ships are parked. They're docked, and sort of out in the distance, storms and thunder and lightning swirl all around. Buon turns back to you. Business from travelers has been slow, and so I'm sorry to say, my friend, it's going to be full price this time around.
I turn to with a sort of glance towards my companions and say, maybe you can talk. Maybe you have your ways. Buon and I clearly don't see eye to eye on this one.
Buon rocks back and forth on his heels, awaiting your reply, and says, "Not to rush you, my friend, but I've got several other folks who are waiting to speak with me. What'll it be for the night?"
Okay.
Lyran's going to interject. Is there anything that you perhaps need help with around here that could perhaps subsidize a stay for us here?
Go ahead and roll a charisma for that, please.
All right, let's see. That's gonna be 15.
Ooh.
Okay. Hearing Liren's offer, Buon crosses his arms, thinks for a moment, remembers that Loon has had sort of a strong background in the way and understands the importance of inner depth, turns back to the three of you and says, "You know, not at this time, but if I call on you in the future, you will come. You will help, yes?" And he looks at you expectantly.
Of course, much as you remembered the favor to our friend and returned it with a vessel, I'm sure we can remember in kind.
He smiles and says, "It's never bad to be owed a favor by travelers." And with that, he walks the three of you upstairs, each of you, I'm guessing separate rooms for each of you? All right, walks you to your separate rooms and leaves you to speak amongst yourselves, to rest, to make any preparations you'd like to before the next day.
Loon, do you think that vessel is going to be good enough for your friend?
Well, I can vouch for the vessel. I'm not sure about its contents. It may not make the trip back to the Teahouse.
All right, I wish we could make it look a little bit better. It's a little banged up, and I feel sort of bad, but I suppose it will do. Okay, I'm going to bed now. That was nagging me. Good night.
I hold Tamari back for a moment. There's sort of a shared kind of common area around, like a suite, of rooms with a common area. And I remind her very quickly about our interaction with the guards. And I turn to her and tell her, remember, when you see the Northerners, money always talks for them. We can always try our best to get past them because those are the things they value. And then I turn
money
or wine.
I mean, I thought trying to lie was good. Like, I don't know why they didn't buy he did fall off the roof. The guy fell off the roof. I just didn't tell the whole truth.
They're sharp. Never forget that they can see much that we don't realize they can see. But
we could have taken them down too.
Their blind spot will always be in the palm of their hand.
Okay. Tamari hangs her head down. I'm gonna get some rest.
All right. Any prep for anybody before we close out the day? Any last things you need to do to prep before night falls?
I do have a question here. So this is a mechanical question, and I asked it off stream, but I want to clarify here too. So I took some damage in that last fight. Is this a time to heal, or will this rest itself heal? Do I need to cast like cure wounds or anything like that, or does this reset?
The rest will reset everything.
And spell slots as well, because I expended a spell slot. Okay, gotcha. Cool.
All right. As the three of you recline in your beds, your thoughts begin to drift to the events of the day, and slowly, before you know it, you are all asleep. I am going to need Loon and Liren. Headphones out, please. All right. Tamari, you are awakened in the middle of the night by a scratching sound at your window. What would you like to do?
Okay, clearly. I'm a little like grumpy. I don't like to be woken up in my rest. So I'll plop out of bed, but still gracefully saunter over to the window to like kind of not look on it head on, but kind of glance from the side just to see what I see out there.
Outside of the window, you can see a shape. So there's looking out the window, there's a street below, and then the other side, right? There's another row of houses and roofs. So on the other side of the street, you see a creature, wolf-like in appearance, and yet mystical and surprising to you, because rather than sort of one tail, there seem to be it seems to be sprouting a number of tails. In fact, you think and you can count 9 of them. There is something about the creature. It seems to glisten in the moonlight, almost as if it's made of metal. What would you like to do?
So Tamari kind of like rubs her eyes, kind of like to see, am I seeing this right?
When you open your eyes again, the figure is gone.
Okay.
How do we get them back in without?
Yeah, I'll just shake my head and then crawl back into bed and go to sleep.
How do we get Jay and Liren back in here? Do we thumbs up? Come on back. Headphones back in the ears.
We just have to mime it.
All right. Headphones back. Headphones back. All right.
Headphones back. All right. You awaken the next day, fully rested. Mechanically, everybody is feeling pretty great with all of your abilities and such reset. And
no hangover from all the rice wine that I ingested.
It is rising rapidly. And all around you, the city is waking up. You've got the whole day ahead of you. What would you like to do? As you greet each other, good morning. I need a sec to do another quick lighting adjustment. So be back.
The beds were very comfortable last night. You did not lie about that, Loon. I would rate them highly.
That was
this
that
place is
extra
great.
half star.
The pork portions were wanting, but the beds were excellent. How did you both sleep last night?
Good.
I seem to hear crying. Did I hear crying in the other room?
Crying?
Well, it's a new day.
Are you by a baby?
It's a new day.
It's a new day. Did y'all have any weird dreams last night?
I don't remember any dreams. I think I slept very soundly.
My head hit the pillow and then I awoke. There was nothing.
I think I had a dream. I had a dream where I don't know, like there was something, like I saw a wolf, but it was like all metal, but wolves don't have 9 tails, so it was really weird.
Maybe the fish was not as fresh as they said it was.
Maybe. I mean, I don't have a headache, so I don't think it was the wine. It might have been the fish just giving me a weird dream.
I skipped the fish last night. I did not have dreams, so perhaps.
Okay. Well, Loon, put that in your next review.
yes. Marking it down in my journal now. Well,
Thanks, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Well, perhaps we should bring this inferior Kareth back to your friend. I suspect it might be a little less crowded at this hour if we're able to find her.
Yes, we should return that. And we've been told to look in the northern slums, but I really don't want to go there. The reputation they have is not one I want to mess around with. So I think we should go return the carafe to the Teahouse first.
Okay.
All right, to the Teahouse. This is a good time to test to see if this is working properly. Oh, good. Yeah, we have our
Oops.
we get our dynamic lighting working out just fine.
I'm like chasing the token across the screen.
It's a little mini game.
I think everybody can move it. I think if I have it set right. All right. You find yourself back at the Teahouse on your way over. You pass by the market square, making a note of where that was in the city for easy access in the future. You end up once again crossing into the front doors of the Teahouse. And now you are greeted with a welcome sight. As you look out the window, you can see boats out on the bay. You can smell fresh salt water in the air. But for some reason, Bina is nowhere to be found. What would you like to do?
I don't mean this to sound weird, Loon, but do you know where she lives?
I think she lives just above, straight above the Teahouse. It's sort of a large sort of building, but on one side, sort of above our apartments, rooms, and things. And I believe she lives up there. But if she's not here, that generally means she does not want to be disturbed. I think we should find someone else, and I can return this. But I also want to leave her a note and tell her how much I appreciate her kindness.
There is another woman you recognize as one of Bina's mentees working the space. You can't recall her name, but the two of you know each other well enough by face. She's seen you pop in and out of the Teahouse that not a whole lot of words need to be exchanged if you need to leave a note and pass along the carafe to her.
I'm writing a real note. I'm writing a note in real life.
Ooh, nice.
Be sure to tell her sorry that it's not as nice.
Yes.
That we could pay her back in a different way.
Yes.
I'm sure.
We go back along many years, and she knows that I'll be good for the note. So I write just a short note thanking her and telling her that I'll call on her again to repay the rest.
All right. The woman takes your note, looks at you a little quizzically, tucks the note into her pouch, and then takes the carafe that you've presented to her, tucks it under the bar. She looks at you expectantly, wondering if there's anything she might be able to bring you.
Laren, are you hungry?
Well, you know I am. Tamari, I would not be opposed to picking up a solid breakfast before our journey. The fish here was excellent. I don't think it will give you any strange dreams whatsoever.
Okay, I'll be okay with the fish here.
Excellent. And Laren orders some fish for everyone, for real this time.
Now we can enjoy this, finally, sitting here.
Dried fish is brought out for everybody on top of bowls of warm rice porridge, congee, if you are familiar. So you've got a breakfast of congee and dried fish, and after taking a few moments to savor all of the nourishment that it has to offer, you feel ready to tackle the day. You feel strong. You feel nourished.
Liren will settle up for everyone. He feels a little guilty about consuming all of the fish last time, even though you all had asked for it to go like heathens. He still feels a little guilty.
I'll shove my leftovers towards Lyran. Here, you have enough?
Oh, thank you very much. And Liren finishes it very quickly.
This whole stream is making me so hungry.
You're the one that's bringing on that. Your descriptions are always the one. You're like the aromatics of the market.
Yeah, we say something very simple and then you embellish it. Lovely.
You can't just have fish for breakfast without kanji. Come on. All right. Tab is settled. She pours out a few cups of green tea and then rushes off to begin to serve the other customers. We're starting to pile up in the tea house.
So, Loon, where are we going?
Well, the fortune teller, the literomancer last night told us the northern slums, but I cannot say strongly enough how bad of an idea that is. The stories I've heard about people being taken from the streets and thrown into the fighting pits are horrible. I really don't want to go there, and I keep hearing that we should, but I don't know.
Well,
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Tamari.
Okay. Is it that on the way it's dangerous or at the place it's dangerous? Because if we could go around a way that's perhaps less dangerous, that would be fine.
The it's all around. It's the entire area, but the problem is just next to it are the sort of the headquarters for the Northerners, which are just as dangerous in different ways. I'm hesitant to even go that way as well. They've really wanted to look more closely at you, Liren. I'm not sure if that's a wise decision either.
Perhaps I need a stronger disguise.
Well, the market is just opened. We can return there and see if there are any ways we can hide you a little better from the wares that are there.
Perhaps I need a mustache of the northern style. Do you think that would help?
Oh.
It seems quite fashionable here.
I mean, with that, the hood, the mustache, I feel like you would start sweating very badly.
I think
it is quite toasty.
A cane may solve. You could hunch over on a cane and
an
pass
excellent
that way.
idea, Loon.
Yes.
Incredible.
As this conversation is happening, a northerner with a great mustache and beard hobbling on a cane.
No.
You are smitten by how convincing this look might be on you.
Yes, like that fellow over there. Don't you think that would be handsome on me?
I mean, I feel like that would draw more attention to you with the cane just like clanking around.
Well, what about a very full beard and a cane? Perhaps then all they would see are my eyes and a beard. Perhaps that would a very tall but very hunched old man.
But a very bearded old man.
Are we just ripping hair off people? How are we getting up?
No. I would never do such a thing. To I believe the market. Perhaps we could purchase something with there's a number of goats with very silky manes I saw over there. Perhaps we could fashion something.
I think we will find something at the market.
Yeah, well, I guess it's daytime, so I feel better about going to the market now.
To the market?
Yeah, let's finish up here.
And we walk past all these finely mustachioed.
I noticed that everyone has a mustache.
It is the northern. It is the northern style, after all. All right. After finishing up, cleaning up, and bidding farewell to the folks at the tea house, you wander back over to the market square, and you notice, as you suspected, it is once again bustling with life, commerce, conversation. Unfortunately, not quite as much aromatic food as there was in the night market, but still, a few stalls selling pastries and a few baked items are available. Anything you... Too many aromas. Anything you want to do, we can go through shop. I mean, we can go through shopping pretty quickly. So anything in particular folks are looking for while you're here?
Are there any prefabricated, convincing-looking beards or mustaches of the northern style?
Oh my god!
Strange enough, you find a person who specializes in selling wigs. Not entirely sure what the value of that is in such a city, yet you don't question it. They happen to be there, and so you happen to make the purchase of the one that feels the most attractive to you.
These naysayers said that it could not be found. Thank you very much, kind shopkeeper. Your wigs are of excellent quality.
Your beards are very convincing.
Looks proud, nods. The shopkeeper, by the way, is they're wearing the robes of a free spirit, and so just a super quick cultural note for folks in terms of gender identity in Wujian. There are generally three categories of folks. All children are genderless, raised to be genderless until the age of their confirmation. And then at their age of their confirmation, after they've had a number of years to try on and play with different gender roles, they choose to either be confirmed as men, as women, or they choose to remain as free spirit, right, in the genderless role for the rest of their adult lives. And so the person you meet is dressed in the colors of a free spirit. They look proud. They're happy that you are happy with your purchase.
You do fine work, my friend.
They look at you and they say, it's not all my work. I've got quite a few folks helping, but it is appreciated. It is appreciated, master. And they try to peek under your hood a bit.
I wouldn't want you to see me without this fine craft work affixed to my face and general head region. I will be sure to say hello later.
An old war injury that he tries to cover up.
They hold their hands back. Listen, it's your business, they say, and certainly not my business to judge anyone by appearance. Please let me know if there's anything else I can do for you.
Would you happen to know someone who makes canes, perhaps? My friend here, and Liren gestures to Loon. He's up there in years, and he doesn't want to admit that he needs one. But if you have, if you know anybody that makes good ones, do you happen to know anyone in this market that would sell such a thing?
And they think for a moment. There was Jonas, the northern woodcarver, but for some reason, they're not here today. The last I saw their supply cart, it was near the edge of the northern slums. You might go and look for them there.
Excellent. Yes. Great suggestion. Thank you very much.
Yeah, he can't fall down again. He needs something to support him.
He drinks the rice wine and he thinks he can handle it.
It's too much. It's too much.
They speak as though I can't hear them.
His hearing is quite bad these days as well. You hate to see it. It's tragic.
But we love him anyway.
Liren thanks the shopkeeper, and as they're walking, kind of is like, I think this is quite convincing, don't you all? It's even better. It's
stand back over there. Let me look. Liren, this suits you. I'll give you that.
I thought the goat hair was going to be good, but I must admit this is far nicer and does not smell of goat, which might have been blocked out the wonderful city aromas.
So it looks like we're going to the northern slums. We got to get your cane, Dad. I mean, Loon.
He's the true.
My beard smells of goat. I was going to type it in our chat, but I just couldn't help. All right. It's a very facial hair oriented episode. It's great.
Facial hair and city aromas.
It's very aromatic. My beard smells of goat.
I think we should head up to. I think we should head up that way. Look for this cane cellar, and then we can kind of scope out what the area. If it's like right on kind of the edges, we can kind of see what this area looks like. Because I think Liren has no idea, kind of what this area is even like, and kind of wants to see if Loon is exaggerating or not.
All right. So you begin to make your way over to the northern slums. As you approach, you notice on your left side, right across the road, is the merchant's quarter, as well as the tinkerer's quarter. So all the folks that are generally artisan types and machinists seem to reside there. However, to your right, you see a number of shacks, buildings that look like they've just been laid together, and not a whole lot of structural support. You also see several guard towers, and it doesn't seem as though, the way they're oriented, they don't seem as though they're meant to keep people out of the slums as they are meant to keep people in. And as you make your approach, as the vastness of the slums comes into sight, Loon and Tamari, I need you headphones out for a moment. You look so excited. I'm sorry. I switched back to the camera, but there is a feeling within you. You cannot understand it, but something urges you forward. You turn to look at where or how this feeling might be attracting to you, and for some reason, there in your mind's eye, just a few rows deeper into the slums, there appears in your vision a lone shack, not huge, but also not completely, not super tiny either. It is clear in your mind for just a moment. You can pick it out very easily among the shacks that surround it, and then all of a sudden, the vision is gone. How do we signal? This is like the hardest part, right? How do we?
Y'all are like doing a dance.
I know we need some kind of like a hand signal or something,
like a ping or something. If only there was some kind of technology.
If only the artificers could craft such a thing.
Is Jay back?
I don't think he's back. I'm
going to point at him.
Busy chatting with chat, asking questions with chat. Hello. Thank you.
Is there any? So super quick before we jump into story. I know you had a question in chat. So there's not like a menu or anything.
Yeah.
But if there's something in particular you're looking for, you can let me know, and I can tell you if it's there and how much.
Just curious. Yeah. No, you mentioned the idea of like tinkerers are here. I mean, it seems to kind of step back here a little bit. Open the door for if that's the kind of thing you want to do. If you were trying to gear up or find something specific that this is a way you could potentially do it.
If there's stuff you're looking for,
I don't have anything.
Let you know if it's at the market.
Gotcha.
Yeah. If there's if there's a new weapon or armor or like a particular device you're looking for,
Gotcha.
And if we're gonna meta a little bit, there's like a whole list. There's like a list of stuff in the player's handbook that you are welcome to ask if any of that is around.
Also, Sweater, can you move the map to the?
Oh
center?
yeah, sorry.
It's hard, right? It's hard to like play and
panning is very hard.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me see if I think I might have did I make a merchant's note for that? Oh, I did. Yeah. Would you Okay, this is good enough. There is adventuring gear. You want like weapons and stuff, or?
No, I mean just more of a sort of general question stuff. I
Okay.
technically do also need to still get a better carafe to return to Bina at some point, but I'm not gonna. I feel like maybe we should move on from that line.
Well, I still want a cane, so.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Right. Yeah, we're here for Jonas, right? The wood carver.
Jonas.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the whole time on the walk, Tamari is like giving the thumbs up, like, yeah, Liren, and turning to Loon and being like, trying to keep everyone happy.
I didn't put the actual table in your version of the note. Hold on a second. I think it's just listed under GM gear or GM notes. How about? There we go. I don't know if you have to hit refresh.
Oh wow! Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Okay, there you go.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh, wow, that's so expensive.
So fancy.
Ooh, 50 gold points. Nice.
Yeah.
I'm just a simple farmer. I have a 1 gold a year income.
Hey man, you came to the city, so you about to be paying city prices.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you find yourself outside the slums. Do you have any particular direction or any way you'd like to walk? As you can tell, Loon has typically avoided this place, so he doesn't really have a great sense of what anywhere is.
Liren says, I feel like there might be some intriguing things, sort of over in this direction. And he kind of like looks around and just like starts like walking very, very confidently in a particular direction, like without like, like even making it just like starts like kind of like beelining it for something.
Okay, well, we can't leave Liren alone, so we'll just go in this direction.
And Liren looks around and past all the sort of stalls and whatnot, like a few rows over, and sees a shack and is like, I feel like we should go in here. It seems quite interesting.
Okay. Remember, we're you have all your stuff ready,
Yes. Thanks for letting me know how convincing it was this whole time.
Beard
it looks great.
You're really up to my confidence. Yes, thank you.
Okay.
I think Liren's just gonna try and go in.
All right.
I'll be right at his side.
As you make your way over, the three of you, as you make your way over, let's see, where is this on the map? This is like a little further back. It's like there. It's like thereabouts. The sounds of the city begin to fade, and again, you feel almost as if you felt the night before that all of the voices and smells and sounds have begun to die off. And as you push your way into the shack, you notice that there isn't the door is not terribly heavy. There isn't a lock on it or anything, and you find yourself face to face with an old woman. She sits cross-legged, almost like a lotus meditative position in the middle of the room, and she looks out all expectantly at the three of you.
Hello. This might seem odd if the answer is no, but did you call me here?
Ah, yes. She turns to you, and you can see experience in her eyes. You can see the weight of many years of teaching, laboring, working, training. Evidence all across her body, and she says, you are the one I called young Tron, and the way that she refers to you is strange, because you know that of the 5 ancients, Tron is the ancient dragon of water, and it's not something you are used to being called. It's usually in your childhood. It was almost like a term of reverence that the people invoked, sure, during prayer, but very few called the water dragon by name. And so to be called young Tron feels a little strange to you.
Lyrin kind of it almost like takes him a moment to process that, hearing an outsider say such a thing, and says, did you just say that I called you?
I have eyes and ears in the city, young one, and my ears tell me, and she gestures over to Loon, my ears tell me that you've been looking for me, that you've been looking for the tale teller. What is it that I can do for you?
I sort of slowly sort of scan her up and down and then say, my son spoke to you years ago, and ever since he and I disagreed, and he died believing that I needed to speak with you as well, and told me one of our last conversations to listen and see why he thought that was so important. I feel like I've been told, and since he's passed, that I need to find you to understand what he saw.
She takes a deep breath, deep inhale, and an exhale. And each of you is compelled to follow in turn. She stands up, and you're a little shocked at how tiny she is. She's shorter than Loon. Sort of hobbles over, looks over each of you, and says, almost to herself, but she says it loudly, yes, the 3 of you are needed. And while, yes, I do remember Yari, your son, it is difficult for me without Otang, without a debt to perform the work that I do. Is there something? Might I ask for you to do something for me before I can reach out to your son? Again, she turns to you expectantly.
And I nod and say, yes, I accept the burden.
She looks relieved and says, there is a good friend of mine. He is known here only as the Maker, but he's gone missing. His work, his craftsmanship, his ability to blend the technologies of the North with the magic of our people has been unrivaled, but I fear for his life. I fear he's in great danger. Can you find him for me? Can you find him? And she reaches into her robes, pulls out a small glass sphere and hands it to Tamari, who happens to be standing closest to her, and says, take this to him. This is our speaking stone. He will know what to do with it. And her eyes darken for a moment. If you cannot bring him back to me, bring me something of his. Let me know that. And her voice trails off before she turns around, returns back to her lotus position, and stares out the window.
I'm just turning the sphere in my hands, just looking at it. And then I glance up and I kind of scan the room that we're in just to see what's around.
The room almost seems as if it's in a different world. Outside the window, you can see a large tree that's kind of blocking out much of the sights. There is sunlight shining through, and yet you can hear nothing. from the outside. You can smell nothing from the outside, despite this very aromatic game. And it's as if you've been transported somewhere else when you walk through that door.
How are we supposed to find the maker?
She turns around once again and says, "His home was ransacked not long ago, and since then I have not been able to make contact. There are only a few ways out of the city," she mentioned. "He certainly will not have left out of the south gate, for surely there is no way to slip out of the city unseen and uncovered on the roads. As you can see," and she gestures outward toward the window, even though there's a large tree there, you can see that she's gesturing in the direction of the docks. "He can't have left by ship or even airship due to the storms out in the distance. So there's only," and she thinks for a moment, "well, there's the north gate, which leads out to the great northern desert. And you all remember this is just a massive, trackless ocean of sand." She says, "There is the west gate that leads out to the Protector's Forest, which you all remember is a dense jungle area, the main source of lumber for the biggest city in Wujian, which is called Three Rivers." And once again, she falls silent. And a few moments later, she mentions, "Well, there are the sewers," and her voice trails off, leaving you to decide where you'd like to go.
Liren, do you still want your cane?
I would still very much like a cane.
I feel like we should go towards the forest. Maybe the wood person is there. Jonas.
Jonas the wood carver, yes.
The wood carver.
As good of a lead as any. I want to ask her if she has any sort of inclination as to like where he might have met, or might have gone, just kind of from knowing him.
So after a few moments of conversation, you get a sense that the maker may have left on his own volition, and understanding sort of the geography of the area, as you do, you know that heading out into the desert may be certain death, although certainly a possibility. You also understand that the forest that lies to the west is typically not something that is seen as a place where people go and explore. In fact, there are some fairly strict rules for taking and replanting trees. Yet again, not an impossibility. And in conversation, you're also reminded that the sewers here are not just sort of dumping grounds, but also a place where people who are fugitives often take refuge. This is what you find out from the conversation.
Only the mad or truly desperate would go north, right?
So among the Wujian Dao, almost nobody has ventured out to explore the desert, and those who have usually not returned. There are rumors of remnants from the Age of Calamity that lie buried underneath the sands of the Great Northern Desert, but it's typically not seen as a place for people to go and explore.
Have the Northerners passed over this desert to come to Wujian?
They arrived there. They were first sighted by boat. They arrived by boat.
Interesting.
Well, we don't have enough water to go into a desert, I think. I'm very familiar with forest. I mean, I know I've never been to this one, but I'm pretty good at surviving in forests. I'm up for wherever you would like to go, Loon, though. This is an important exchange that we are going to undertake.
I've only traveled through the sewers once, and I prefer not to smell that aroma again. This is an aromatic city, and yet that aroma is once is quite enough. I think if one wants to leave and not be seen, the woods might be the best way to do it. I think we should head west.
I think this sounds great. Perhaps I can air out and not have to wear this for a moment's respite in the woods.
All right. Anything you'd like to... Any prep you'd like to do before you head out to the forest? I will suggest, depending on how long you want to travel, probably need to pack enough food and water for that particular journey, and then any other items you think you might need that'll help you survive in the forest. Anything you want to prep before you go?
I think Liren would stock up on some food. Like to go, like what's the word I'm looking for? Like relatively non-perishable, like not like a fresh fish, like something we could kind of carry with us.
Okay.
Let's see.
How much food's everybody bringing? I think you need a pound. If I recall correctly, it's a pound per day of food to avoid exhaustion, and then a gallon of water per day, unless it's really hot, in which case you need 2.
I'm going to put my little thing that I just said in our private chat of, oh my gosh, what is it? The Natural Explorer, because I can find twice as much food while foraging if there is food to be found in the forest, and descriptors for what helps us if we encounter difficult terrain, et cetera, et cetera.
Sounds good. Noted. Duly noted. I know you're heavy on equipment, Loon. So
yeah, I was just looking. A hunting trap would make a lot of sense, but it's 25 pounds, which I am already at. I'm like at the limit. I had to shave a few either. So
I have one.
Crazy. You have a hunting trap?
Yeah. If you want to drop it and bring something else.
Oh, I do too. Oh, I already do. Never mind. Hunting trap is part of my starting equipment, I guess. So that's good. I don't see anything. I think our starting, and again, try to step back here a second. Our starting equipment gives you 10 days worth of rations and some water.
Is that each or for just one, like 10 days total?
I think it's each, isn't it?
Okay.
Or do I see that? Am I reading that wrong?
I have a day worth. So
a day.
I also have a day.
It's 1 day.
Yeah.
But it's 20 pounds for 1 day. Holy cow. I'm eating like some huge steak or something. I guess we're carrying some of Liren's stuff with us on our own back. So
no, it should be like 4 pounds, 4 pounds per day.
Oh, weird.
Right?
Oh, it's 4?
I don't know. I'm looking at the weight. I have rations 1 day is 20 pounds. And I have 10 of them. Oh, okay. So I do have 10. I think it's 2 pounds a day.
I'm going to bust out the SRD super quickly. A character needs 1 pound of food per day. And can make food last longer by subsisting on half rations. Eating half a pound of food a day counts as half a day without food. So pound a day, make it simple.
Pound a day, all right.
Okay.
Water is heavy. If I recall correctly, water
it's 5
is
pounds, yeah.
It's
according
like 8
to D&D Beyond. I'm gonna say I'm good. We'll RAF in case it comes to it. Rules as fun.
Okay. Are we heading out to the woods?
Yes.
All right. Straight out to the woods then. I'm gonna take us off of the I'm gonna take us off the city for a little little theater of the mind. All right. On your way, by the way, you do encounter Jonas, the woodcarver. Would you like to grab a cane on your way out of the city?
Oh, yes, please.
All right, you now have a cane that surprisingly is actually pretty. It's actually pretty good ratio for your height. So you find the cane to be pretty useful. All right, welcome to Jungle Survival, y'all. I don't know if you have any idea where you're going, but the way this is gonna work is, let's see. This works. I like this.
Nice.
All right, so we've got three cycles as you explore the jungle. Hold on a second. I've got to pull out my. Here, I can give you all a little note. Here's a note about the Protector's Forest, a great rainforest that spans from the eastern coast all the way to Three Rivers, the largest city in Wuhan. This is believed to be a sacred forest, so tree felling is generally limited to the outskirts of the forest, with lumberers engaging in strict replanting practices. You find yourself outside the forest, and this is what is known to players of D&D 4th edition as a skill challenge, right? So there's three cycles we're going to go through. Every day you have a prep cycle where you can decide to do anything you want to prepare, decide the direction you want to move, decide the speed at which you want to move, etc. You are then going to be traveling. Things may or may not happen while you are traveling. And you can either succeed when those things happen, or you can fail. 3 failures means you fail the journey, and I cannot tell you how many successes you need to succeed the goal of finding or tracking the maker, if indeed you have chosen to look in the right area. To address the challenge, you can use your different skills or spells. You can only use a skill that you are proficient in. And you can only use that skill once per journey. You can use another skill, but you can't use the same skill twice. And as Tamari demonstrated, you can combine your skills, and combining your skills will allow you to roll for advantage, or allow the main person to roll for advantage during that skill check. Then after the skill challenge, depending on how you do for travel, you can make camp and rest, and then during the resting phase, you can forage or do any other one activity to support the journey before everybody goes to bed. Does that make sense? So 3 phases: prep, travel, and rest. Any questions?
Probably,
No,
but we'll get there.
Yeah, eventually. Yeah.
I put my boosted stuff in the private chat. I just want to make sure the GM is aware of my proficiencies and assist to the team, the party.
Okay.
Yeah, I should probably do that too. I'll do this as well.
Very helpful. All right. It is day 1 of your jungle exploration. We are now in the prep phase 1. Anything you want to do to prepare. You've also got to decide what direction you want to move in, how fast you want to move. What'll it be for phase 1, day 1 of your jungle exploration?
I think I'm not in a rush, regular pace, because I still want to be aware of any sort of movement from things that might come at us.
Any particular direction folks want to move?
I think Lauren's going to defer to the experience tracker. Sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think if I recall correctly, Magao was sort of to the northeast, the very sort of northeast of the land, and Three Rivers is sort of southwest towards the lake and the Three Rivers. So I think we should head towards Three Rivers, so sort of southwest. There's a trading path, I think, that takes it's disused since it's not in use very much, I think, because the airships from the Northerners have started to take over some of the trade, some of the other means of getting by. So it's a path, but overgrown, I guess.
So the trading path is indeed, it runs sort of parallel to the forest, but this is typically not, it's not somewhere that's going to lead to, you have a sense that this is not going to lead to any hiding place. It's like pretty obvious where the trading path goes between here and Three Rivers. But keep in mind, your objective is to track down wherever the maker might be. So is there anything you want to do to get a sense of that direction?
Probably.
So that's to all of you. So if you indeed
Right.
wanted to refer to the tracker, up to you, Tamari, to
Oh,
Is there
me? Yes.
anything you want to
I
look
would-
for, any particular actions you want to take to give you all a sense of direction.
Yeah, so I'm going to, so we can't get lost. So whichever way we're going to be going in that. What's that face? What's that face for?
I mean, you can get lost.
Except for
Okay.
magical means.
Except for magical means is what it says. I would like to use
I see what you mean with your abilities. You can.
with the abilities. Yeah. So I'm going to, I would like to use my survival senses to come up with a direction that seems the least dense, harmful things that seem like they could harm us just by scanning.
All right. Let's go ahead and roll that then. Let's go ahead and roll that check.
All right. And I have, it says my proficiency bonus is doubled for proficient skills, which I am proficient in survival. So I'm going to roll and then add my proficiency. Oh my gosh, what is that? I'm looking at the wrong character sheet. +4 again. So that's 21.
Ooh, 21. All right.
Nice.
So you begin to crouch low to the ground. You don't shift all the way, but just enough so that your senses begin to heighten. You smell the air. You touch a few blades of grass and vines coming down from the trees, and you notice with your heightened senses something that not a lot of folks would see: just a couple of broken branches. Not enough for any large or dangerous creature to get to, but certainly large enough for a person to get themselves through. And you see these branches seem to form a bit of a, in your mind, what looks like a bit of a path through the woods.
All right. I think this is the way. This looks, Lyran, you can fit through here, right?
I believe so. Yes, I've been practicing my hunching.
Okay. The hunching practice is really paying off. In a few weeks, you'll be blended right in.
You have taught me well.
I'll take the lead in the group as we're going through this way.
All right. You begin to make your way through the forest, the sounds of the city dying down behind you until all you can hear around you are the sounds of creatures, birds, wind through the trees. But it feels to you, Tamari, to be now sort of your comfort zone, right? You feel more and more at ease as you leave the city. All of a sudden, you hear a rattling sound. And in that moment, a snake bursts through the brush, its fangs bared, and it's moving toward Loon. Welcome to your first skill challenge. What would you like to do?
So I have two different skills, animal friendship and speak with animals, that one of those probably would come in handy, right? So animal friendship. This spell lets you convince a beast that you mean it no harm.
Maybe
I'm
they
gonna be
can
a
come
friend
with
with
the
this
snake can come with us.
Right. This looks like a pretty dangerous snake, right? I mean, very very brightly colored, so it it looks pretty dangerous. I don't want to mess with this snake.
It looks,
I know
it looks quite dangerous.
Yeah. I think so. Can I cast this animal friendship and convince this animal we mean it no harm?
Go for it. Do you need to roll to cast that, or is that just automatic?
Good
It's
question.
a wisdom save.
It's a wisdom save. Oh god.
Okay. All right, from the animal, right?
All right, so just roll
13
for wisdom.
That's for the
right?
snake,
No.
right?
Oh,
It's the snake that rolls.
Oh, it's the snake that rolls. Oh, okay, gotcha.
If its intelligence is 4 or higher, the spell fails automatically. Otherwise, it's a wisdom saving throw for the snake.
All right.
Cool.
That is a 15 versus your snake.
Terrible. So that didn't seem to work. I'm not going to be friends with this little snake, right? Because I was rolling a 13. Is that what I'm looking at here?
Spellcasting DC, so that's 8 plus your proficiency plus what's your like stat that you use for spellcasting for ranger? I can't remember.
I think it's
probably not
dexterity?
15.
The wisdom.
Oh. Wisdom sounds
Wisdom.
right.
Wisdom.
It's like your wisdom plus your proficiency, which is 2, 3 at this point.
2.
2, plus your plus 8. So I'm gonna say it's probably not 15 total.
Yeah. No, it's 13, right?
Yeah, it's 13. Well, according to the thing, 13.
Mm-hmm.
So bummer that didn't work.
All right, so that is your first failure, unfortunately.
Sure.
And
How many fails do we get? 3 fails?
3.
Yeah, you get 3.
Okay.
So the snake leaps out and it bites down onto Loon's leg. You can feel its venom seeping into you. And that is 2d4 damage. 2d4. You can roll it or I can roll it.
I got a d4. 2d4. So I roll it twice.
Yeah.
And then add them up. So that was a 1, and I swear that's a genuine roll.
Ooh.
This is a 3. So was that 4 total? God, what
All right. And one more
Oh,
roll.
Loon, you didn't take your full. Did you take your full rest to get your hit
I
points
think
back?
so. Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. According to the webpage. Yes.
Okay. That is so that amount of poison damage to your hit points. And unfortunately, the stress of this entire event has added 1 level of exhaustion to everybody.
Crap.
The rest of the day's journey is uneventful. And as the sun begins to set, you have a moment to rest. So everybody can take 1 action to prepare yourself for the night, and then it's time for bed.
I'm gonna check on the snake bite that Loon has incurred.
Yeah, what does it look like to you, Liren? How's that snake bite looking?
It looks not great, I think. That was a pretty dangerous looking snake. And you don't get colors like that unless it's a dangerous snake. But I think I could probably try and help him a little bit, make sure that, he doesn't wake up dead tomorrow. Venom.
Are you rolling medicine?
Yes, I will roll a medicine.
Right. Go for it.
Let's see. That was a critical fail.
Oh, no.
Yikes.
So Liren leans in to try and examine the wound. Unfortunately, Liren remembers this sort of field medicine was not the training that Liren was paying the most attention. And Liren is actually a little bit rough with the dragon claws. And so actually, as kind of Liren reaches in to investigate, the claws end up tearing out a little more of Loon's skin. Loon cries out in pain, and then as often happens, a bunch of birds go flying off of the canopy. And Loon, you're going to take another 1d4 damage.
Oh
Oh
no.
my God, Jesus. All right. That was a 1. That was genuinely a
Okay.
1. All right, so here we go. Oif.
Perhaps the poison will bleed out now. I think that is how my father said it works.
I think you should have been listening perhaps a little more carefully. I also have a Cure Wounds spell. Now, I did just use a spell slot. Is that right? But if we rest here, will those reset?
I mean,
Is that how that works?
If you're comfortable camping out here,
that's a good point.
certainly.
With all these snakes around, I don't know if that's a great choice or not.
Maybe one of us could take watch.
I can take watch.
Well, if we're going to stop, then I think I should perhaps try to look at this a little more carefully than Liren did. So I do have a Cure Wounds, which apparently
go for it. There's no need to save because you're doing it on yourself. So go ahead and roll your hit dice and take that healing.
Right. So it was an 8 according to the roll.
That seems good. You get those hit points back.
Nice.
Tamari,
Resilient.
any one action you'd like to do to prep before you all take a rest?
Yeah, so I don't know how we're all I want to like tear a little piece of like I don't know, I'm imagining something that's like either a long leaf, or if I can't find a long leaf, like a piece of my cape to help tie up or have like a little hammock little thing that Loon can keep his leg elevated. After seeing all of this like go from like a 0 to 100, I'm like, okay, let's help out.
I like it. You want to roll your medicine? Is that medicine? What's
I'm not sure.
Yeah, you're like improvising some medical gear.
Is that survival? Would that be?
That seems more survival to me. Yeah.
I like survival.
Okay.
Survival. You want to roll on survival?
All right. I'm
I
going
really
to roll.
for Moon's sake.
Yes.
It's getting comedic at this point.
yeah, just a damage sponge. I guess.
Does my proficiency bonus double still apply?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. I said the wrong number last time. It's not +4, it's +2, so that's a 9.
Okay. Yeah, so you are successful. You successfully manage a little I don't even know what you call it, but whatever it is you're trying to build.
Like a little sling.
The sling,
from a tree or something.
Hanging. Now Loon is sort of sitting by this little camp that you've set up in this little clearing, his legs elevated. He's immobile for the rest of the night, but he feels okay. He's doing all right. That is everybody's action for the first day. Time to rest, so go ahead and everybody take off a day of food and a day of water from your inventory, unless you want to take a half ration. And Tamari, you are keeping watch.
Yep.
All right. So while Loon and Liren rest, Tamari, I will need a 1d12 roll from you just to see if anything happens during the night.
1d12. Oh, it closed everything out. I'll roll from D&D Beyond. It is a 7.
The night passes uneventfully. Okay. It is the next day. Everybody is fully rested. You've got plenty of rations, so it seems. Welcome to day 2. It is the prep phase. What would you like to do to set your direction, set your pace, and get ready for the next day of journeying into the forest?
I'm looking at Loon's leg. How is it, buddy?
It's sore, but I think I'll manage. I need to refill my water skin. My water skin is empty. I think we should find some water.
Is anybody going to take point or take responsibility for finding this water?
I'm pretty good at finding water, I think.
I think
Liren just wants to not make eye contact and wander.
I think Tamari is also good at finding water, right?
Yeah, I can. So I can either do nature. It doesn't matter, either one.
I can make water, but I think we should maybe save that until we need it.
Okay. So I would like to use my nature skill to, I don't know. If with nature, would that work? Like,
what does it look like? Let's see if we can make it work. Like, what would it look like?
Well, because I'm imagining, I was about to say, like, I want to kind of listen or like, but that might be more perception than nature. I want to see if there's like some sort of growth that looks like, oh, water might be flowing from over here, or sort of like I hear splashing from a bird or something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Would that work for nature, or would that be better for perception?
I think so. Go ahead and roll it. And hold on, give me a second to set the difficulty. Go ahead.
All right. Same thing. I am proficient in this. As if you can notice, I'm only using my proficient skills right now. Oh, whoops. Roll 20, where are you? See, this is what happens when I close my tab. All right. Nature. Oh, did it roll? Are you rolling? You're not rolling. Go, go, go. All right. That is a 9 with my +2 proficiency.
Oh, you listen carefully. You try to call on your senses, but for some reason, you're feeling off. Your senses are feeling blocked, and you just there's no clue in the air or the ground or in the trees as to where a nearby freshwater source might be. You return to the camp empty-handed, unfortunately.
Loon, can you find water wandering?
I am a, let's see. It doesn't say, so I'm one of my proficiencies or skills or whatever is a natural explorer. It says say I can find twice as much food while foraging. But
the wanderer thing that you put in the
wanderer is another one, right?
It says you can find food and fresh water for yourself and up to 5 other people each day.
Yeah. I should probably do that then, eh?
All right. Well, it sounds like you're built for that. So
right.
You are the one. As Tamari wanders off and returns empty-handed, you simultaneously return from going off, and you point the group in the direction of the nearest freshwater stream.
Excellent.
Are we heading out for today's journey?
Yes, although it is 5 o'clock, and I do kind of have to call it here in just a moment. Is this a break point, or do we want to do this?
We can call it right here. Right here.
All right.
Yeah. We can leave you in the middle of the forest. Not a big deal to me.
All right. The last thing I'll do, I'll fill my... I'll fill my... I don't need to make a tent.
Go to the save point, use the tent and save.
Can we save scum? Can I go back before that fight against that snake and try again?
Yeah, we'll re-roll the snake fight.
Hey, it works in XCOM. It could work in this.
Okay, cool. We are going to pause right here. Awesome. Nice job, y'all. That was fun.
Cool.
Heck yeah.
Good.
Luna's just a damage magnet, I guess. I'm not sure. The universe is really trying to off this poor guy.
And Liren.
It's because you're on the journey. You're on the journey.
Yeah, Liren is not helping either.
Liren's out to get him. Yeah. No.
I set you up with all that good fish. I don't understand. Yeah.
The beard is my favorite part.
It's really, I feel this is just a lesson in as Sweater Loss has reminded us. Your characters will tell you who they are, right? And I think as we kind of go through these first sessions, we're getting a good sense of who everybody is. So I like it. Okay, so when we come back, our survival skill challenge continues. I will keep in mind that you have 1 failure so far, no successes out of the unknown amount of successes, and we'll see how you all do on this forest journey. Cool. Thanks, by the way, chat, for everybody sticking around.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, thank you. That was great.
Much appreciated. Sorry, Prialis, to fill you with fear and anxiety. I was thinking about that when I was doing Rod Review from last time. I was like, I'm gonna modulate my tone of voice today.
Every time it's the, what would you like to do, with that smile that's where I'm like, hi, what do you have in mind?
Yeah, Prof A just started. He's like, "What does your character value? What do you care about most?"
So what's the most, if they were, someone were to threaten you and taking something away.
Right.
I will not take away Liren's noodles. There's a promise.
That was the real answer. I was keeping it for. I was metagaming. I didn't want to say the noodles, but yeah.
Easy access to noodles and fish. Always. Okay, cool. All right. Well, we'll see you all, I guess, right, this time next week. And we will pick up on this journey to go and find the maker. Real quick, where can we find everybody until then? Anybody doing solo stuff before next Thursday?
No Man's Sky tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific, multiplayer.
Sweet.
Oh, multiplayer. Nice.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we did a little
first
on
come,
Monday.
first served in the lobby. Yeah.
Sorry, what time again?
3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific.
Okay. Cool. About you, Wizard PhD? Anywhere we can find you at the on your own before our next stream?
Yeah, Twitch tomorrow. Twitch, we are on Twitch. Because this weekend I'm on YouTube for Wizards Unite, but I tend not to promote that here. But Twitch tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific time. I'm going through a bunch of demos from Steam Next Fest, which there's a lot of stuff that has been added to my wish list and lots of things that I'm very excited to see come out. So I'm just going to be cycling through as many demos as possible because there's too many games and no time to play them all.
Sweet.
Awesome. Hey Megs, how's it going? Sorry, we are just wrapping up.
Signing off.
We are leaving everybody just like smack in the middle of a rainforest. So we're gonna see how whether or not and how everybody makes
snakes abound.
Yeah, snakes abound. And if you're looking for me, y'all, I will be on my channel tomorrow. What time? 4 to 6 p.m. US Pacific. It's my second and last playthrough of Raji, an Ancient Epic on PS4. It's really good so far. I'm really digging the voice acting. I'm really digging the drawing on Indian mythology, and I'm kind of enjoying the combat design. It's bringing me back to the old days of God of War. A little bit less brutal, a little bit more artistic, acrobatic. But it's good. It's fun. So come through. If you're interested. Otherwise, you can catch the 4 of us here next week. 3. Do we want to say? Or do you want to? Okay, we'll let you know.
That's why you follow us. Hit the follow
Join
button.
Discord.
Hit that follow button. Join the Discord. We will update you on the next time we'll be picking up on our adventure to see how our party does on their quest to find this mysterious inventor in the thick protector's forest here in the world of Magao. Until next time, we will catch you all later. Have an awesome rest of your day. Have an awesome rest of your week. Peace
Bye.
out.